Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. Today is Tuesday, April 24th, 2024. And today we'll be talking about how our government is funding foreign wars that no one wants and how it is edging us closer to World War III. Then we're going to go ahead and dive into how the TikTok ban that has been very stealthily passed and how it really affects you as an American. Now, before we go any further, let's go ahead and talk about today's unofficial sponsor, which is Parcel Safety, and here is why. Parcel Safety makes some of the best gas mask / field protective masks in the world, and they're running a huge sale right now that no one's talking about. If you add my savings code, which is LocalPrepper, all one word, onto their savings, you're going to save a whole buttload of money. So I'll give you a quick example. The STX 100X full face survival respirator gas mask with organic vapor and particulate filtration. Yeah, it's out of the box, ready to go. Retails for about $139. During their sale right now, it's at $99. If you add my code, it goes down to $74. That is a 53% savings on what is normally a kind of pricey item. If you want to save money, go to parcelsafety.com and get in on this deal. I will leave a link somewhere for you to use. Okay, so edging closer to World War III. President Biden is expected to sign 3 bills today, passed by Congress last week, to send war funding to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. I'm sure because I said Ukraine, this video will be slowed down, so please make sure you like and share and send it to your friends so they get the information as well. The president begged Congress to pass these bills, and he got his way. Taxpayers are now on the hook for about $95 billion to be sent abroad for wars that the American people don't want. Quote, I will sign this into law immediately to send a message to the world, holding my fist up, that we stand with our friends and we won't let Iran or Russia succeed. Clearly, lawmakers have sold us out. They know that Ukraine can't win this war, but they set this up as a money marketing scheme. Guys, you know what the word scheme means. President Trump was reportedly instrumental in getting Republicans to sign off on this cluster. Beep. You guys know what I'm saying. They got an excuse for everything. The American public, the people, get nothing from this because Russia is already saying that it will continue to destroy every weapon we send, as they've been doing for the past 2 years. The number of congressional representatives that stood against this are too few and far between. Now, with all that said, let's go ahead and talk about this and give you a little bit more detail as to why this pushes us closer to World War III. Now, foreign funding plays a significant role in pushing a nation closer to the brink of war. Here's some of the ways it can contribute to escalating tensions and conflict. The first one, supporting proxy wars, which is what we're basically doing here. Foreign funding is used to support proxy wars. The proxy conflicts can escalate quickly and draw other nations into this fray, leading to wider regional or even global conflicts, aka NATO Article 5. Quote fingers activated. If one is attacked, we are all attacked. The second thing is it's going to push us into something called an arms race. If you're a child of the 80s, then you know what this is. Foreign funding can fuel an arms race where nations compete to acquire advanced weaponry and military technology. This can create a dangerous cycle of escalation as each side seeks to outmatch the other. When we think about this, let's think, in the beginning, we need money. In the beginning, we need supplies. In the beginning, we need artillery shells. In the beginning, we need artillery pieces. In the beginning, we need F-16s. Are you guys seeing a trend here? It's been going on for about 2 years. It's called an arms race that no one's actually using the term for. And the last thing on this list is regional power dynamics. Now, this is a big thing to wrap your head around, but foreign funding will exacerbate rivalries between nations, particularly in regions with complex geopolitical dynamics. So basically, we're giving them more money, and that's going to basically, the Russians have already said, hey guys, if you keep funding them, if you provide them with stuff and they attack, that means you attacked and now we're your enemy and now we're going to fight you and we're going to be in a war with you. But no one's paying attention. Now, overall, while foreign funding can provide support for various causes, it can also contribute to instability and conflict if not managed carefully. Efforts to promote democracy, dialogue, and conflict resolution are crucial in mitigating the risks assigned with foreign funding and preventing the outbreak of war, which has been a complete failure, pushing the U.S. and NATO closer to World War III. I hope you understand that. If you don't or want to say something, please leave something in the comments someplace. This will go out on multiple platforms. Now, before we move on to the great TikTok dilemma, let's go ahead and talk about the segment sponsor. Guys, I want to talk to you about PrepStock. PrepStock is the ultimate event for preppers and survivalists. We're asking you to join us for a weekend filled with informative talks, hands-on demonstrations, and networking opportunities with like-minded individuals. We want you to learn how to prepare for any situation and meet people that understand you and your will to survive, or your will to thrive and not just to survive. This gathering goes the 12th through the 13th of October this year in the hills of Nebo, North Carolina. Tickets are limited, but you can find everything you need to know at prepstock.net. And I will leave you a link for you to use as well, someplace for you to find and get your tickets and do the things that, do the research. All right, so let's go ahead and move on into the TikTok ban bill, which isn't really a ban. It's very badly written, and let's just get into it. Hidden in the bill we just spoke about, the funding bill, is the supposed TikTok ban. The Senate, this legislation period, or basically Tuesday night, signed into legislation a part of a bill that will force TikTok's China-based parent company to sell the social media platform under the threat of a ban. Now, this move by U.S. lawmakers that's expected to face lots of legal challenges and as well disrupt the lives, I'm going to do that with quote fingers, disrupt the lives of content creators who rely on the short form video app for income. I've been on TikTok for 2 years and never been paid 1 penny, so suck it, guys. The TikTok legislation was included as part of a larger $95 billion package that we talked about earlier that provides foreign aid to Ukraine and Israel and was passed 79-18 in the Senate. It now goes to old Joe, who said in a statement immediately after the passage that he will sign it today, Wednesday. This legislation gives ByteDance, the owner of TikTok, 9 months to sell TikTok and a possible 3-month extension if a sale is in progress. The bill would also bar the company from controlling TikTok's algorithm that feeds users videos based on their interests. The passage of this legislation is a culmination of long-held bipartisan fears in Washington over the Chinese threat and the ownership of TikTok, which is used by 170 million Americans. And for years, lawmakers and administration officials have expressed concerns that Chinese authorities could force ByteDance to hand over U.S. user data or influence Americans by suppressing or promoting certain content. And we all know what that's about. So let's talk about this very briefly, because I think everybody doesn't really care about it, but I think you should understand why it's happening. The big picture, guys. TikTok gathers every data point on every user on every device. We're not talking about your phone. We're talking about the entire network. Shut up, phone. We're talking about the entire network that is your life. You buy yourself a brand new cell phone, you throw TikTok on it, you go home and you hook up to your Wi-Fi so you can save on your data charges, and every device that thing touches through your Wi-Fi, through data transmission, through cellular signal, ByteDance/TikTok is gathering information. They know every single thing about you. When you say, yes, I agree on that little app, you agree to everything on your phone, everything on every device in your home, anything it touches digitally. That's right, everything. For it to be their property now, their data. That's not nefarious at all, is it? I think we should think about that. Now, I am on TikTok, so I'm a bit of a hypocrite, but I only use it to promote the good things and tell all the TikTokers they're nuts. Now, the next thing is TikTok has been running commercials about how secure it is. You've probably all seen, like, hey, I'm Joe Schmo and I run a farm and no one would even know my story unless I was on TikTok. So TikTok is good, guys. Paid for by TikTok. Well, they've stopped doing that, and now they're running the professional promos, the same professional promos that Facebook used when the government was coming after them. And the newest one is how they've got their new director of cybersecurity, who's a former judge, and she's doing this, and she's the best, and yeah, we're going to stop everybody. And you know what? It doesn't matter because all the information goes to China. It's just that easy, guys. It's just that easy. So they're a flailing bug, and they're going to get squashed, and they're either going to get sold off or they're going to close up shop. It's going to be that easy. So the government doesn't want that because even though they've made this law that's going to be signed today, this bill that will be signed into law today, the reality is that the government wants to be able to use TikTok. That's what this all comes down to. So China sucks, but the government wants to use TikTok. Now, the last thing is AKA they are disrupting the lives of content creators who rely on the short form video app for income. This is horseshit. You guys should all know this. And all they have to do is go to Clapper. All they have to do is roll over to YouTube. TikTok has even more, how do I say this? TikTok allows for more stupidity as long as you're following their agenda than YouTube does. And YouTube has less restraints than TikTok does. And if you go over to Clapper, they just don't care as long as you're not being a flat-out dick or screwing people over. So there are other platforms. All the TikTokers that are business people, they don't want to interrupt their app income. Well, they've all moved over to Clapper, and now Clapper used to be a great app, but it's a great app for free speech, but now it's turned into TikTok 2.0. The only thing is the Chinese can't control it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close that for right now. Thanks again, and as usual, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.